Morning, folks. That little rainstorm we had put down a lot of water. Kind of a swamp out here today. But the only spot I got left to do on this fence is right here. There's maybe 50 feet. Actually, 50 feet of tying it off. Maybe 25 feet of actual wire yet to put on. I have a whole roll, 100-foot roll, left of this same wire, but if I can find some that's used and doesn't look too bad, I can take that back. That roll of wire is $170, $169.99, not $170. Anyway, if I can take that back, that'll save the fairgrounds a little bit of money, and as long as it looks good, I don't care. But anyway, that's kind of the plan for today. The skies are pretty gray, a little bit of sunshine shining through. But I saw, yesterday I had that little bit on the wolf trapping ruling. I saw this morning on my phone and the computer that Idaho Fish and Game responded to it. So I'll read that quick before I get started here. Get my granny goggles. Need to get a new pair of these. This one earpiece, they're supposed to be spring loaded. Look at this one. The little spring fell out. I got it tied on with a piece of string. Doesn't really work that well. They fall off your head. But anyway, they work more or less. As long as they don't look down too fast, they stay on. So anyhow, it says here, Idaho Department of Fish and Game Director responds to legal decision regarding wolf trapping and grizzly bears. Boise, March 19th, 2024. Federal court decision will change wolf trapping seasons in some regions of Idaho based on their alleged potential effects on grizzly bears. We're very disappointed in this decision, Fish and Game Director Jim Frederick said. While wolf trapping seasons will change to comply with the order, we're considering our legal options to reverse a decision we believe is wrong based on the law and on the ground reality. The ruling perpetuates misunderstandings about wolves, grizzly bears, and trapping in Idaho, Fredericks added. It's not about the grizzly bears. Absolutely got nothing to do with the grizzly bears. What they're doing is they're using them as a pawn to block the wolf trapping. That's all it is. They don't care about the bears. Idaho has had trapping seasons for over 10 years, where we've proceeded cautiously regarding the expansion of wolf seasons over the years, including protections for our grizzly bear populations, he said. There is no evidence of a grizzly bear injured or even caught in a legally set trap during our wolf trapping seasons. And that one, what happened here is, I think it was 2021, the legislature, Idaho legislature, they pushed too hard, too fast, and they really kind of did a lot. They expanded methods of take, they call it, where from November till, I think, end of season, almost anything goes. They could use night vision, they could use thermal imaging, they could use all sorts of different things. And whenever you're dealing with liberals are unreasonable. You can't reason with a liberal. You have to take it in little bitty steps at a time, and as it says, proceed cautiously. It's kind of like that old thing about boiling a frog. If you throw a frog in hot water, he's going to jump out right away. He's done. He's gone. If you turn up the heat just a little bit at a time, they don't notice it as much. And then, too late. Anyway, I don't know. It's just, it's gotten to be a mess. Prior to this decision, fish and game wolf trapping seasons varied across the state based on public and private lands, potential conflict with other land users, and wolf conflicts with livestock and people. All wolf trapping seasons allow foothold trapping, which are non-lethal traps designed to allow trappers to release animals they do not want to keep and not or cannot legally keep. Snaring wolves is more restricted, and it is not allowed in areas that grizzly bears inhabit except during winter when bears hibernate. That's why in this area here, we can't legally set snares until November 15th, and then it goes until the end of March, which we don't really have bears here anyway. I mean, we have black bears, but we don't have many, if any, grizzly bears. And by November 15th until the end of March, you're looking at maybe 2 or 3 weeks on either end where it's possible that you might catch one, but it's very unlikely. And we just don't have enough of them around here to worry about it, really. Fredericks added that not only does the lawsuit and decision undermine support for the Endangered Species Act, it also is counterproductive to the grizzly bear conservation that Idaho and neighboring states have done to sustain and increase grizzly populations. For over 40 years, local and state governments, collaborative conservation organizations, landowners, local communities, outdoor recreationists, and others have worked together to build social tolerance for grizzly bears in Idaho, Fredericks said. That includes campaigns on how to live and recreate in grizzly bear habitat. Instead of supporting or recognizing those remarkably successful efforts, this decision calls our efforts into question. The decision also casts doubt on the further expansion of grizzly populations through reintroductions currently being proposed by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. For anyone who's questioned why many Idahoans are very concerned about the potential expansion of grizzly bear range in Idaho, I would say look no further, Fredericks said. Without hard evidence, the decision punishes our successful grizzly bear conservation efforts. The decision also restricts recreation opportunities and limits state wildlife management based on a notion of grizzly bear habitat, including outside of occupied Endangered Species Act recovery areas and resident grizzly bear populations. While the decision restricts on how Fish and Game manages wolf trapping seasons, it does not affect other state management authorities to address wolf predation on livestock and backcountry elk herds and other objectives identified in Fish and Game's Gray Wolf Management Plan. So that last part, that's kind of what bothers me the most. What they're doing, and it's not Idaho Fish and Game doing it, it's the liberals. But what they have done here, if you have cattle being killed on private ground that you legally own, you can't set traps and take care of the problem yourself. You have to call the Fish and Game and get a government trapper to come and do it. I can't say the neighbors over here is having cattle killed. I can't legally go over there and trap for her. You have to get the government guy to do it, which I don't know. There's no good reason for that. That government guy is just like me. He's just getting paid through them where I'm not. He's going to set the same traps. He's going to do the same things that I'm going to do. There is no difference. But because of that, it takes it away from basically we the people and turns it over to the government, which I don't agree with at all. The whole thing, the difference between, I'm going to get people pissed off here, but I'm going to say it anyway. The difference between conservatives and liberals is conservatives deal with problems by themselves. If there's wolves eating your cows, you go and you get them wolves. You get the problem out of the way. If you're having troubles with the neighbor, you go bang on their door and you chew them out, maybe get a fist fight, and whoever wins, wins. Liberals, they go straight to the lawyers. If there was no liberals, we would have few, if any, lawyers. They don't play the same way we do. You know, they don't take care of things themselves. They do it through letters and lawyers and try to tie things up over time. And to me, that's kind of the chicken's way out, but that's kind of the way life is anymore, I guess. Anyway, I hope my can't talk today. I hope my subscriber numbers don't go but I'm onto this fence in the mud, so off we go. Looks like I got the fence done just in time. Ran out of wire. Gotta get a little bit more to finish tying it on, but it's on there. Glad that job is basically done. I gotta cut off the long ends, but that can wait for another day.